sent to burn. Nowadays they've been calling, telling me soon gonna be my turn. Head down, walk with reason, know that when the daylight dies, I'm gonna have to face my demons. Life of sin and a life of lies. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down. The devil's gonna come when the sun goes down.
Welcome to The Descent. Who wants to do the recap?
I can do it.
Okay.
So last session, we started with our meeting with Father, who brought us to a private tent to discuss the terms of the deal that he offered, which included giving supplies to the survivors in return for letting Matron Theresa give a weekly sermon. We talked about it in private, ultimately come to the conclusion that it's the lesser of two evils, although we did kind of start to suspect that maybe Father might be the old High Rider of Elturel, Ikaya. But he comes back in, we tell him we need to go talk it over with Alder Ravengard. We go back, we discuss it. He is basically for whatever we choose, so we gather the survivors together, and we basically tell them, this is the deal, we're going to take this, we are going to get supplies and protection in return. You guys got to listen to Matron Theresa, but they're vampires, so be careful. We also dropped the bomb that the companion was BS, and the people are not too happy about this, but they will have to live with it. We decide to take this information back to Father that we're going to accept the deal, and on the way there, we encounter some devil marauders, and after a blessed strike from the companion to blow up our cover, we combat these guys and pretty much just slaughter them.
That's where we will pick up. So I gotta transition, do some music here. There we go. Okay. You make your way to Shiara's market, and it's a ruin. The cobblestones are cracked and littered with debris, and smoke rises from scattered fire. Survivors shuffle between tasks under the watchful eyes of the sons and daughters vampire spawn, their expressions cold and unyielding. Chained prisoners sit near broken stalls. Torn banners of the Morning Lord hang limply, smudged with bloodstains and ash. As you have already entered the market, dropped off your weapons with the entryway, and are being escorted by several vampire spawn, you pass by a small courtyard tucked between two ruined structures, and there's a small, subdued crowd gathered around a makeshift platform. On the platform, there are two prisoners, and they're trembling. A young man and an older woman. The young man, around them are Father's vampire spawn standing at attention. And at the center of the platform is Matron Theresa, the Veil, who raises a hand, and she gives a speech. My brothers and sisters, today we witness the mercy of the Morning Lord. These lost souls have strayed from the light, seeking to steal from the bounty he has provided us. They rejected purification, turned from salvation, and chose sin. But the Morning Lord does not abandon even the most wretched among us. Through their blood, they will nourish those who walk in his light. Their suffering will cleanse their sins, and perhaps, in time, their souls will find redemption. And some sons and daughters step forward, and they drag the prisoners towards the edge of the platform and tie them up to posts, and they will slit their wrists and begin filling a bowl with blood. And once the bowl is full, they'll pass it to Matron Tharissa, and the vampire spawn will begin drinking from their wrists. And Matron Tharissa will take the bowl and lift it high into the air. We thank the Morning Lord for his mercy and for the purity he bestows upon us. Through their sacrifice, we are strengthened. And she'll take the bowl and just begin to drink from it, and it like spills down her lips and onto her shirt. And by this time, she gives some more speech, but by this time you guys are escorted past this. And you are brought to the center of the market, where there's this massive pile of ruined carts and furniture stacked on top of each other. And at the tippy top is a throne, kind of askew, and resting upon it is Father. When he sees you, he smiles, and then he opens his arms out wide in a gesture of welcome. My children, you have returned. I must admit I was uncertain if I would see you again so soon. Does this visit bring news, or do you seek further guidance of the will of Lathander?
We have come to give our answer on your proposal. We're fine to do it out here, but...
Speak freely, my child.
You would like to accept your offer?
He smiles knowingly. You have made a wise and noble choice. The Morning Lord's light shines brighter for your decision. Together, we will bring strength and renewal to this city. You have my gratitude and my blessing. The path ahead will be difficult, but with his light to guide us, we will endure. Is there any Yeah, go ahead. I was about to say, is there any stipulations?
We do have some stipulations, first of all. Any sort of proselytizing must happen outside of the catacombs, inside of the High Hall itself. People will be free to come and go as they please, and they will not be forced to attend them.
He strokes his goatee. I see. I can understand your hesitation. Faith is a deeply personal journey, after all. If this is the way you believe it should be, then so be it. Matron Tharissa will speak her sermons to those who choose to listen. And I have faith that her words will find their way into the hearts of that need them most, of those that need it most.
But only to those who are willing and are not forced to them.
Of course.
She kind of looks at him like, come on.
Of course. A shepherd does not force the sheep to drink from the stream, but he ensures they know where to find it.
There will be no prejudice towards those who choose not to.
Of course. Of course. Completely reasonable. I trust that the people in the High Hall will see the value of Matron Clarissa's wisdom when the time is right. Lathander's light always finds a way. Is there anything else, my children?
Did we agree on once a week? 1 to 10 day, or?
Are you asking him that or the group?
I'm asking out of character
To the group.
the group.
Right.
Yes. I remember it was outside the catacombs. I think we wanted to do it once a week.
What schedule is he assuming? That she's just gonna set up shop in the High Hall now?
Do you ask him?
Yeah, I'll ask him. Is Theresa to be stationed at the High Hall permanently?
She will be overseeing the efforts from that end, from that side. Basically, like if he's going to send his men, he needs to send a general with him.
Well then, yeah. She could work out with the marshal a time and place to have her sermons at.
Of course. We will have no issues not facilitating, like negotiating with the marshal on these terms. But otherwise, you are in agreement. Very good. Very good. By the end of tomorrow, I will send 10 of my sons and daughters to the High Hall. They will ensure its safety and to reinforce its defenses. I will deploy my sons and daughters immediately to reinforce the Reach Bridge, which I know is in possession of the Marshal, let's say, or the Flaming Fist, let's say. Within 3 days, we will begin transporting supplies, food, medicine, other essentials to the High Hall. From there, the shipments will continue regularly, bolstering the survivors. After 1 or 2 successful convoys, I will send an additional 10 of my sons and daughters to strengthen the High Hall further. This arrangement should suffice and ensure the High Hall's continued protection. If any challenges should arise, you only need send word. I will adapt as needed. The Morning Lord's will guides us, and together is the only way we can bring light to this city once more. Anything else?
Your generosity will not go unforgotten.
He says something about, like, I don't do it because of that. You know, like, I don't need anything. It's the Morning Lord's will. Stuff like that.
Is there any way we can bring some food back sooner than 3 days?
He will say that he's got to get it organized and everything, unfortunately. He's got to take a look at his own stores and ration everything out.
That's fair. So do we shake on it?
He will do that vampire shifty teleport quick movement, and he'll be right in front of you. And he will just do the deepest of bows and extend a cold, clawed hand.
Me or August?
Let's do Ophelia, because you said something about it.
Oh, great. It will be the curtest of handshakes.
Sure, absolutely. He's freezing cold. When you touch him, it's you're in hell, and he is cold to the touch. Again, he will reiterate that like the Morning Lord is so great and that he has brought us together in this moment, and he's very thankful. Anything else? Okay. All right. You guys are going to be escorted back out if there's nothing else.
I don't think there's anything else we can do.
Okay. While you guys were having this conversation, those of you that weren't like active participants will have noticed that some of the survivors here took notice, and were just carefully watching. Some of the vampire spawn also kind of came out of the woodworks to watch this interaction. So everything was heard by everybody, basically. All right. Anything else in Shiara's market?
Well, I have a question for the team, really, is once we leave Elturel, how are we going to handle rations? Do we have enough on hand for ourselves?
For a little bit.
Yeah, I have a bunch in the amulet.
I have 29.
Because I think I'm just about out myself.
Well, you should have prepared better.
Which do I have actually?
I will say it will, like, it hasn't been really relevant. It will become relevant once you get to the surface.
We have like a month's worth of supplies.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a
Yeah.
month in my
Yeah.
room.
We'll kind of talk about it when we get there, but it's hot.
Oh, you need a lot more water.
A lot more
Probably.
water. You need 2 gallons per day. So I guess I'll have to retroactively adjudicate how much you actually have.
It's like Port Naranzaru all over again, eh, guys?
Yeah, you know all about that, huh?
We had a druid there with us that time. So it was a little, and amulet or amulet jug.
Alchemy
We
jug.
also had what, like a dinosaur or a bird.
That's true.
Hang on, backtrack. Can't you make an alchemy jug with your infusion?
Oh shit!
I didn't see that before, but I wouldn't
It's
doubt
Replicate
it.
because it's
magic
under
Replicate magic item.
Hold on. It's under
Rid of
replicate.
water,
Oh,
you
it's one of
can
the
do that
replicate.
too.
Wait.
Well, he's
Yeah.
Wait.
While he's looking that up, are we going to tell this vampire dork that we're leaving? Because I might ask about healing potions if we are.
Oh, it's been decided.
You doing the alchemy jug?
I think that's what we gotta do.
Okay.
All the mayo we can drink.
That could be clutch.
Can you believe Eric only started playing this game like less than a year ago? Okay. So, yeah, did you want to ask the guy about healing potions?
Unless someone is going to tell her otherwise, Ophelia's might kindly inquire if there are any sort of healing options.
I think we can decide this. Let's say there is a 20% chance. So you have to roll lower than 20. So roll me a D100. And you need to get less than 20. Yeah, no, he doesn't have it.
84.
He doesn't have any.
That's fair.
He doesn't have much need for it, or his people, because, they regenerate. So, anything else? All right. You guys leave Shiara's market, heading back through the chaos of the city, going cover to cover, up the Maiden's Leap, across the Reach, up the Maiden's Leap, through the gardens where all the people are crucified, and, you don't encounter anything too crazy. Maybe shifting out the corner of your eye, but you just missed it. You know, maybe like a small horde of demons, or just one demon, you know, slipped right out of your grasp. Barely missing a lightning strike, you make your way back to the High Hall. What's the plan? Who do you want? Do you want to talk to anybody? What do you guys want to do? Wait, did you guys wake up in the morning and do this?
No, we are. It's like the afternoonish because we woke up in the morning, met with him the first time, went back.
So it
talked
is
to the
like
survivors.
almost
came
nighttime.
back.
Yeah.
It's late. Well, first we deliver the good news. Some news.
All right. Do you want to speak with Ravengard?
Yeah.
Okay. He's currently in the meeting chamber area. Just sort of. I would say brooding, but that's not. It's more stress. But he's just alone.
So we'll just walk in and say, well, we've executed the deal with Father and should be expecting troops and supplies within 3 days.
He stood when you arrived and then slinks back into his chair. So the bargain with a vampire lord begins. I won't pretend to like it, but this is a choice that had to be made. I'll keep an eye on these sons and daughters. Make sure they don't turn into a dagger in our backs.
They have tentatively agreed to hold their sermons outside of the catacombs.
Good. It's hard to trust this vampire's deal, but hopefully they hold to their word.
Does Duke Ravengard, does he look like he is a magicked weapon or silver?
He does,
weapon?
yeah. Oh yeah, his sword is badass.
His sword is good, but have we noticed anything else from any of the other?
So all of the Hellriders have silvered weapons. None of the Flaming Fist do.
So they could fight back theoretically if they really needed to.
Yeah, all the Hellriders ever have always done, ever since the Hellride itself has done silvered weapons.
Yeah.
It's part of like par for the course kind of thing.
Thinking of whether I should leave my javelins behind just in case. But...
My biggest concern with leaving is them immediately trying to charm Ravengard.
Yeah.
Not much we can do about that, fortunately.
Even Ravengard knows that, like, if they do turn on him, there's not a lot they can do.
I mean, this was always sort of predicated on them actually keeping up the word, which is foolish to think they will, but no choice.
So, I mean, he's already tried to charm us once to get what he wants out of this deal, so...
I think Faria might have anything against charming. I mean, I know she did possessions, but kind of related.
She, from what you can understand about her, she's a very low level, almost a cleric, right? She's still like NPC, not character levels yet. But she had like a book that had a ritual in it, you know, so she has the ability, she has the connection, what is it called, the touch, she has a connection to the weave, the divine.
But yeah, we don't have anyone who could like establish any telepathic connection, right? That would be my only idea.
I thought
Maybe if something was going down, you could send like a quick warning.
I don't think so.
Yep.
And even so, we'd be thousands of feet away. Like,
Yeah, it'd be like, okay, here's something to stress about while you're away.
yeah, it's better if we don't know, to be honest.
Ravengard, I imagine you're kind of having this conversation a little bit in front of him. Maybe not the exact terms, but a similar conversation. The Ravengard will say, listen, you've already done more for Elturel than we could have hoped for. You've earned my trust, if not my comfort, with this arrangement. There's really no more time to dwell on it. The longer we delay action, the more ground we lose in the fight. You've dealt with Father and addressed the issues of supplies, and that's enough for now. We need to focus on what matters. Finding that sword. Torm himself tasked you with this mission. It's not just this city's fate that hangs in the balance, but the fate of every soul bound to it. It's out of your hands now.
Yeah, we've already shook on it, so deal's a deal.
Suppose that answers that question then. We start making haste tomorrow then, rather than wait for these reinforcements.
Yeah, he'll say, leave for the surface of Avernus as soon as you're ready. You'll need every second of time you can get.
All right, then I suppose this will be our last night here.
Ravengard nods and thinks to himself. I won't lie to you all. The road ahead will be harder than anything you've faced here. But I have faith you'll see it through. You've already done the impossible here. Do it again. For Elturel. Speak with me again before you depart.
Well, I guess we do have a track record of coming out on top, so why not one more time?
Is there anything we need to do tonight to prepare, or just say our goodbyes and get ready for the great leap tomorrow?
I do have something I can work on before bed tonight. I think it'll help us when we're down on the surface.
I can do some prayers, see what sort of powers can come aid me.
Okay.
Guess that's it.
Yeah, you guys go out into the main chamber of the catacombs, and you could see just, I guess, why you're doing this. You know, the survivors, and they're not looking good. Honestly, the thing that happened, was that earlier today? Yes, the thing that happened earlier today with the whole revelation about your religion is a lie, and it's still not going well. In fact, it's going very poorly. But some people are pulling through. Feria Jinx is trying her best to rally the people. Some people are distraught, just lost, you know? And some people are just pissed. But there's no doubt that what you said was true.
No, not to minimize the rest of it, but that can be the worst part of a crisis like this. It's just all the sitting around doing nothing.
They might be helpless, but I do hope they don't feel hopeless. Now that we actually have a game plan going.
I'll just give them something to pin that hope on.
Is there anybody you guys want to talk to, or I mean, like August hinted at earlier, it's basically your last night in Hellturel before the descent into Avernus.
I have a question. When we first got here and we met with Ravengard and we told him all of the shit that we did, you know, topside, and like, did we tell him Blaze Porter basically sent us on an undercover mission to assassinate the Van Damper? We did tell him. I thought so.
Yeah, and if you didn't, and he makes it back, don't sweat it. Like, you've done a lot for the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I just want to make sure that we did indeed tell him before I went and talked to him on a private matter.
Oh, I see. Yes, you did.
It's an old law, but it's still in the books, where if you save the city, you can legally kill, like, one person.
True.
So.
True.
Oh, how many times are we going to save the city? You know? Got a couple people on that list. Yeah, well, if no one else is doing anything, if I could find the, you know, Grand Marshal.
Yes, of course.
And I'll just talk to him real quick and just be like, excuse me, Marshal, for, you know, a few minutes of your time, hopefully.
Of course. Fist Idelia. What can I do for you?
When I joined the Flaming Fist, it was to find my father, who was in the Flaming Fist, but no one I've ever came across has ever seemed to known who he was. When we were basically sent undercover by Blaze Portier, I would assume that if we had failed, that our names probably would have been scratched from the record. Had you ever come across a member of the Flaming Fist named Idelia? Probably a Blaze or a Gauntlet or something.
I'm sorry, but I don't know. There's a lot of fists.
Yeah.
Not any blazes in my time, though. I do make an effort to know the blazes, but
Yeah, it might have been a Manip, but I don't know.
Not sure.
Everyone I've talked to, no one knows who he was, and I fear that our names were stricken from there. Even the Baldur's Gate census, my name doesn't appear in there. Well, my name does, but I'm the only one.
The only one, you say?
Yes, yeah.
No one else in the entire city of Baldur's Gate has the surname Idelia.
Not according to the Baldur's Gate records, census data from what I have looked through.
That's very strange. Even if you're not related, similar name, it's not uncommon.
I was the only one in that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. I was the only one, Marshal, and that's why I fear that something happened and our names were stricken from the census.
He will sigh and he'll say, I joined the Flaming Fist because I wanted to bring good to the city. I wanted to do good. Flaming Fist doesn't always prioritize good. And it's most of the time out of my control.
I know, I've seen firsthand. some of my, fellow ranks doing some really bad shit, but
I'm sorry I couldn't help more.
it was a long shot. I hadn't known if you had ever. Everyone I've ever asked, no one knows who he was. It's just odd.
It is very odd.
Oh, thank you for your time, Marshall. I'll let you get back to, doing the important stuff and not dealing with, lowly fists.
No. I wish you the best of luck in your journey.
I wish you the best of luck back here while we're gone.
We're gonna need it. Okay. Anybody else? If we want, we can
just,
sort of
Vin's just rifling through the catacombs or like the surrounding area looking for like a jug.
Yeah, sure. You can find an urn, definitely. There's lots of urns. When you open it, it's full of ashes, though.
Yeah, she'll do her thing, clean it up. The ashes, that's a little.
You're in a
It is what it
catacombs.
is, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Of course. And you can carve your little runes in it and tie your little magic rocks around it and put holes in it and stuff. So yeah, you can start working on that for sure.
Yep.
Okay. We can sort of fast forward time a little bit and say it's like getting to be nighttime. Is there any conversations you guys want to have tonight, or would you like to say all your goodbyes tomorrow before you leave?
Nothing for me.
Doesn't matter, but I would like to say goodbye at some point to Hamilton and Feria.
Of course. Okay. Would you like to do that in the morning then?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So we haven't done this in a while, but it feels like one of those sessions. Let's do a Tales by the Campfire.
Ooh.
Just because I'm feeling frisky. So we get the scene where you guys are all sitting around a small fire in this catacombs. The ventilation is poor, so this whole place has been smoky like this whole time, basically, since you guys have begun. But we pan around and see the party. Lulu sort of flying there. You're eating whatever soup Vin has prepared as Vin's tinkering away at their little pot that they're working on. And I'm going to assign everybody a number. So let's do it backwards. Let's say Tanis, you're 1. Vin, you're 2. London, you're 3. No, I can't make Ophelia 4 because that'll be in the middle. I'll make August 4 and Ophelia 5 because Ophelia went last time. 1d5. 1. That's Tanis.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to roll for, what is it? Love, pain, loss, gain? Love, pain, loss, gain. You want to roll for it or you got one? I don't care.
Just go with my favorite one.
Yeah,
actually,
go. Just go.
Yeah, I mean, me, edgy, it's pain.
Okay. All right. So we pan around and we linger on Tanis for a moment.
I just spoke with the marshal. I don't know. He was telling me why he joined, the Flaming Fist. You all know why I joined, but me joining the Flaming Fist wasn't my first encounter with them. After I left the orphanage, after Milo and Perlette took me in, I still hung out with a few of the other orphans who I had become friends with in that time. And, well, needless to say, many of them didn't turn out as well-rounded as I did. They weren't the greatest kids. We used to do stuff. We thought they were harmless at the time. Turns out throwing rocks at passerbys and vandalism's not really as harmless as, an 8-year-old angry boy would have thought. Yeah, one day we were just sitting on a bridge and throwing rocks at people below us, and yeah, the Flaming Fist caught us. We all started to run, and the one that was in charge of them all, the leader, Kista, she was a real bastard. Me and her found ourselves running from a couple of flaming fists who were all too eager to beat the shit out of a bunch of, ruffian orphans. We weren't making any headway, so Kista made the decision to, she leveled me. Just punched me right in the gut. I just doubled over. So she got away, and the flaming fists, they got a hold of me, and, well, we all know what flaming fists not in second company do to vandals and that kind of stuff. Dragged me back to Milo and Perlette's house, but I feel like that's what finally kind of broke me. It wasn't Perlette seeing her adopted son bloodied and bruised, but it was just a disappointment of seeing me going down that path of becoming a thug. So I never saw Kista again. I never tried to look for them or seek any revenge, but I feel like it was when I realized, everyone has a choice in this world on what they can be, and I kind of made mine then. So that's why if you ever think that I showed too much mercy on people who aren't deserving of it, just sometimes I look back and see just, a broken child who had nowhere to go to turn his anger.
It's very noble of you, Tennis. I can imagine how easy it is to succumb to the shadows, fall into that sort of life growing up, given the circumstances.
I was angry. I just lost my entire family, and at that time I didn't have any love for Milo or Perlette yet. All I wanted was just to find a way to take my anger out on the world. It's just not the healthiest outlet sometimes. You could have done the same, London, but you turned out all right. We all have our reasons for being angry at the world, but none of us are, so.
Was more scared than angry, I suppose. Just happy to make it through any night. It's a blessing when Django here came to keep me company. It was many nights cold, alone, crying in the rain. We all make our choices.
Lulu will take the pin with her trunk. She'll take the pin that you guys have given her off of her little ribbon and look at the Flaming Fist badge that she has and say, "The Flaming Fist beat up little kids?"
Sorry. Ruin this grand image.
I thought we were the good guys.
Wait a second. Are we the baddies?
It's legitimately something difficult for Lulu to understand.
I mean, Baldur's Gate is a rough place, and a lot of those kids who get anger taken out on them feel like their only options are the guild or the fist.
Desperate, alone, betrayed. You made the right choice, Tanis. It must have been quite hard for you, but I'm glad you came down this path.
Choice was easy once I saw Perlette, but the path, not so much. It takes a long time to break that anger. But
As
I have
long
to
as
say,
you... Go ahead, Vin.
I wish my father had more redeeming qualities like your Milo and Paulette. Perhaps I would have gone down some different paths if that were the case. But I think even if he was a good father, I think I still would have most likely ended up here. I guess that's how life goes.
Your father, you say he was a good father, but everything you've spoke about him, he seemed like not to be rude or offensive, but kind of a bastard. Gambled away the family's money and got in with the wrong people. I'm just curious, not trying to insinuate anything.
Oh, that's what I mean. I wish he was a better man. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't abusive, but he was a very flawed man, and I think he cared too much about the pursuit of quick wealth, quick solutions, and he didn't pay any mind to me when I was younger. I would just do my own thing and make my little inventions, and well, he never really sat me down and told me wrong from right. I suppose I had to learn that myself the hard way, truly. So I guess you could say he was a neglectful figure in my life. My mother was better, but well, after he died, she changed. But I would say he wasn't an evil man, but I suppose looking back, he's not a good man neither.
Lulu.
Do you remember?
Oh,
Sorry.
no, please. I'm NPC. You're PC. Go ahead.
Do you remember anything about your parents, London?
Sorry, just welling up. I'm very little, maybe a few snippets, but I was so young I can't even remember if they were true memories or perhaps just the gaps I'm filling in. I recall life being good enough in Idle Glen there, just a simple, quiet town. A warm bed and a roof overhead. A prized egg that was always passed down from generation to generation. But I can't honestly remember much more than that. Perhaps the trauma of the Knolls starts to push those memories away. I always thought of Hamilton more of a father than anything. What about you, August? Good father, bad father, good upbringing? Any details at all? The man at the helm here?
I mean, well, it's honestly a little embarrassing. I mean, a lot of the Fist don't share this background, but, you know, we were wealthy. Like, and yeah, that affects people a certain way over time. So, I mean, they were run-of-the-mill. I mean, apparently the bar for being a good patriarch is pretty low. So, it definitely could have been worse, but yeah, just every year it got a little bit worse and a little bit worse.
So were you raised in the upper city then?
I mean, sprinting to try and save a Duke's life, it was the first time I'd been there since I grew up, but...
Pardon my crassness, but what snapped you out of it, so to say?
You know when you reach that age and you realize your parents are people and they're not these, I don't know, esoteric figures, and that you realize they should be held to the same standards that everybody else is.
I think for me that happened a few days ago. But yes, I see what you mean.
It's a different time for different people. I mean, some people never see it.
I still don't know if my parents are even real people. I'm starting to think I was maybe just fell out of the sky at this point.
I don't even know what esoteric means.
Lulu will say, I don't even know if I have parents. There's not a lot I remember from that long ago.
You must have come from somewhere, Lulu.
If I try to search my memory, I feel like I might be very old. But I can't remember.
Well, hopefully when we're down there, we can start to work on getting some of those memories back for you.
I'd like to remember things.
And you're definitely older than all of us.
I'm the oldest in the group?
Might be the oldest in Elturel right now, if you're that old.
I think that means you're in charge.
Listen to me, I'm the gauntlet now. I do have a little bit of a memory, though. I remember silver sand and an endless night sky all around me. I remember I was with someone that meant a lot to me. We would go there often and look out at the stars. But it's fleeting. I don't remember too many details. I remember being happy.
I think that was Zariel.
Maybe. I don't know.
Having happy memories, however fleeting, it's never a bad thing.
You're right. You're right. You learn the importance of memories when they're all gone. So I think that all of your memories, even the bad ones, are still important.
It's not so much the bad memories I want to forget as much as the time that I got so drunk I fell over and my, pants fell down at a bar.
I think that goes pretty firmly in the bad memory category.
Embarrassing is what I was going after,
Do you think when you get your memories back, Lulu, you'll remember us?
I remember you now. I hope so. You guys are my friends. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but right here with you guys.
That's very
Go
sweet,
on,
but I
Lulu.
can think of a lot better places than hell to be right now.
If you're with your friends, you're never in a bad place.
She is definitely
Something.
optimistic.
Yeah, even when you're literally in hell.
I mean, I think there's some wisdom there, though. We're in hell, but what if I did make it to the upper city all by myself, but without Gats, without my father, just me alone? What kind of life would that be?
It's pretty lonely out there.
I don't know, after seeing the upper city, I kind of don't like it.
I don't think I like cities in general. They all seem kind of awful.
I mean, the food is better, I'm sure. I'm not so keen on the people anymore.
Oh, the people are awful.
No offense, Gauntlet.
None taken.
This is why he doesn't tell you shit.
Yeah, you know who suck? People from the upper city. So, so Vin, this whole Featherfall spell, is that something you need to practice first, or how confident are we feeling?
I think after I was dropped by a wormling, I think I got the hang of it.
Want to
I
jump off the top of the high hall just as a few practice jumps, just to, really not a whole lot of margin of error. This one.
I mean, I would just say we go for it. Like I said, it's not like this is literally the first time I'm doing this.
Yeah, but can we at least like tie ourselves together so nobody drifts away?
That is a valid concern. Should have enough rope.
It would be unfortunate if we get picked off and carried away by some flying devil.
I didn't think about that till just now.
Dude, you know what would be sick? A combat where we're falling and we have to fucking fight shit as we're falling down to stay together.
I considered it, but the mechanics of that sounded incredibly difficult.
I mean, it'd just be like our.
I considered it because it would be sick as fuck, but narratively, narratively, I couldn't work it in. So,
Dungeon Master, can I ride my horse down while we fall?
oh, good question. Can you?
No.
Good question.
It would not be worth it.
You can just summon your horse, can't you?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't have
Okay.
to write it down.
Oh, okay. You just wanted the mounted combatant in the air.
Aerial cavalry combat.
Got
sounds
it.
good.
Got it.
Yes. Be pretty cool if you did.
God damn it, guys. All right, fine. Let me work up a battle map.
All right, let's take a break.
All right, well, aim for the bushes then.
Nice.
I think they're going to be metal and made out of spikes.
We still haven't the faintest idea how we're getting back up here after we descend, eh?
Besides climbing the chains, I got nothing. Unless we can learn a few new spells or find someone who can get us up.
Worst case scenario, we can hopefully trade passage with a soul coin. Sure, some devil would be willing to take us back for that.
Then you will just hear the faintest whisper in your mind coming from the shield that's like, I can totally hook you up with that if you need.
VIP, first class seats, all the way back up.
All the way back up. No problem.
I think we'll be fine, guys. I think we'll be fine. I have a feeling.
All right. Anything else before? Oh, first of all, everybody take inspiration. Beautiful. Thank you for that. We were long overdue for one of those.
I haven't done one of those since like the very first one in campaign 1. It's been a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, we might have more. You'll see. We'll see. You'll see. Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do tonight? You can do all your goodbyes tomorrow if you want.
I think I'm good.
All right. So you guys get a long rest.
Long rest and level 6.
Yeah, level up. That's right.
Let me roll for hit die.
Come on, character mancer.
Okay, all right.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, another 9. That'll help keep me alive. A little
Yes,
longer.
it will.
Character mancer still down. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, I made those manual changes.
Okay.
A really good night's rest in my amulet where it's nice and cozy.
Sure. For sure. All right. Well, you guys wake up in what you assume to be the morning, but your internal clocks are getting off by several hours at this point. What would you guys like to do? The normal hustle and bustle of Flaming Fists or marching about, getting change of shift, that kind of thing.
Yes, say our goodbyes. We'll save the marshal for last because he said he wanted to speak with us before he left, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you could split off. I mean, the world's your oyster here.
Just go find like Renetta and Callan. Just be
Cool.
like, just
Oh, yeah.
make sure the place doesn't go to shit while we're gone. I know it's hard for you, but
Jesus.
Second Company is once again running into the fray to save the world.
Yeah, off to play the hero in Avernus, are ya?
Well, somebody
hard.
has to.
Psh. I can't have you going down there thinking you're hot shite without someone keeping you grounded, eh?
Grounded in a floating city. That's a new one.
try to stay alive while we're gone. We're not gonna be here to bail your ass out again and again.
Listen, I can take care of myself. All right? I've seen all of yous fight. You ain't invincible. Far from it. She points at Tanis.
I learned a few new tricks while, I was gone.
Yeah, well, I'll have to give you that you have guts. More than most.
Just don't die while we're gone. Expect to see him when we return.
And I expect to see you. If you get yourself killed, I'll never let you live it down.
Only I could be so lucky to not have to see you again.
Well,
So,
Good.
does Renetta, does she just have like a normal weapon?
she's a hammer, yeah.
Just a normal hammer?
It is a maul, just like yours, but yeah. Oh, no, it's a warhammer, but yes. Normal steel or iron or whatever.
Well, since I want to have a city to come back to, and Ophelia will take out her silver maul and offer it to Renetta.
You're giving
Just to
her
make
the
sure you stay.
maul?
Mhm.
Oh. Renetta immediately understands the gravity of it. Didn't the dwarf make it? He did. So she will immediately recognize the dwarven craftsmanship and understand the gravity of you giving up your maul, like the maul that killed Thavius Krieg. And she sort of takes it in her hands and who silver plated this?
Blacksmith back in Candlekeep.
He did a bang up
Good
job.
Good dwarven lad. Knew his hammers.
She like kicks the dirt. Like she wants to say thank you, but she's like, fuck you as well. But she'll say, I'll kill a couple devils for you. How's that sound?
Very good. Keep the others safe too. We're expecting you to buy drinks once we save the city.
If you manage to somehow pull all of this off, I might just admit that second company is half as good as first. But don't count on it though.
I think that's the best we're gonna get, Tannis.
All right, well, it was worth a shot.
Stay safe, Netta.
Yeah, and don't screw it up. I'm expecting you back in one piece so I can keep reminding you who's the better flaming fist.
We have ourselves a deal.
Good luck.
Stay safe.
You guys can part ways with Renata. God, I love her. I'm gonna miss her.
It's good boys too. That's an awesome
So
boy.
says the marshal. I fucking love that. All right. Anybody else?
It's just. Oh god.
I was gonna ask a quick out of character question.
Mm-hmm.
Roving, is it 5 feet in the old rules and 10 feet in the new rules?
That's what I saw today, yes.
So are we still using the old rules then? Okay. Just gonna copy this over.
2 more months, I think.
I too will just
I think it's
manually
March,
update
right?
my-
March, the end of March, I think, is when the new book comes out, right?
Pretty sure.
Mid-February.
Oh, mid-February? I thought it was March. Oh, okay, awesome. So maybe
Are they
sooner.
releasing it World 20 same time or?
Yeah, I
coming out
think.
a little
Yeah, I
later?
think it's the whole thing.
Sweet.
I'll need a minute to familiarize myself with the book, but yeah, I mean, we can switch over. Y'all are just gonna have to learn the rules more than me, because y'all are gonna have to help me, because I don't know. I know you guys get new cool shit, but I don't know how any of it works.
I am so fucking excited. Lay on hands is a bonus action now.
Oh, what?
Oh my god!
Shut
like they
up. Are you
like
serious?
Paladins
Yeah.
needed more shit. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Well, now their smite is a bonus action too. Or what is it?
can't
Yeah,
Slice
right.
be counterspelled now too, as well.
What?
So yeah.
Counterspell and a smite? Oh,
Yeah.
baby, I can't wait for that shit. And doesn't counterspell work differently too, where it's like it's not a roll
Yeah,
off?
the target makes a saving throw.
Saving throw. Oh,
Great for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, this is great. I can't wait to get into this. I'm gonna have to learn all the new. I'm gonna have to learn all the fucking mechanisms though, because now I got all the mechanisms in this system. I gotta learn all the new mechanisms.
Every devil's gonna come equipped with counterspell.
You bet. And they're gonna have non-counterspellable abilities too. That's like a thing that they were making sure they added to the monsters. All right. So anybody else you guys want to talk to?
I do have I do have this like quick Vin scene like picture
Yes.
in my head where she's like she'll kind of like get into the center of the room with the you know the people in the catacombs or
Sure,
whatever.
sure,
and she's
sure,
just
sure.
like everyone, may I have your attention for a moment?
Sure.
We'll be getting lots of food and supplies soon, and though it will be much better than what we've been dealing with, there's no need to just eat straight bread and mates, poorly cooked. All right, raise your hand if you think you are one of the best chefs among us, and come forward.
There's a long hesitation. Some person like puts up their hand, and then maybe like 2 or 3 people like kind of raise their hands.
Yes, come forward.
Okay, a couple people shuffle forward.
Now, I'm sure you know plenty of recipes already, but how much do you know about cooking with mushrooms? And then she'll go over like the mushroom
Then we
farm.
gotta go in 45 minutes.
Very important, all right? This one's good with mates. It gives some aromatic qualities. You don't even need any herbs if you use this one. This one just straight up tastes like chicken if they don't really have mate. And then just
She gives them the whole
whatever.
spiel about it. So, like one of the I think it's there's probably like a person that was a chef, and then like a mom, and then like some dude, and the
Yeah,
mom
that
is the
sounds
one
about-
that's like, I got you, boo, I get it.
It's the mom.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
All right, cool. You already got inspiration, didn't you? Everybody take it just in case you didn't already, but I would tell that's a inspiration worthy moment right there. All right, anybody else?
Yeah, just like talk to Roland. Like
Okay.
nothing specific, just like it's gonna be fucking rough.
Yeah, actually, so
I
here's
think
what
we got a shot.
Here's what happens. I think after the encounter with Renetta, she will say, "Oh, and man up Roland, he wants to talk to you, Gauntlet, and Tanis." So you guys can go find Roland. He's outside somewhere doing outside stuff. And he's faced away from you as you approach. And without looking, he just says, August, Tanis. How you faring? He'll like turn around.
About as well as could be expected under the circumstances.
Just one foot in front of the other.
Before you head into hell itself, there's something I need you both to hear. You're walking into a fight that isn't going to play by any rules we've trained for. But that's not what worries me. What worries me is what this kind of fight does to leaders. Elderfire, you're one of the best fists I've had under my command. You've got the skill, the instinct, and the courage to do what needs to be done. But you've got a flaw, my friend. You put everyone else first. Even when it's going to cost you. That's noble, sure, but it's dangerous. You can't lead if you're dead. Remember that. And Tanis, that's why your gauntlet needs you. You're his fist first rank. He needs you to watch his back. Because he'll be too busy watching everyone else's. He's got a squad to lead. And it's your job to make sure he's still standing to do it. Do you hear me?
Yes, understood.
Protect him, even when he doesn't ask for it.
I will.
I know you all will be far from Baldur's Gate, far from the Flaming Fist, but your rank, it doesn't stop at the city walls. And neither do our rules. You represent the Fist, even at Avernus. Remember who you are and what you stand for. And one last thing. Trust your team. They will follow you to the ends of the earth and into hell, apparently. Don't make them regret it.
Understood. Madam, we'll make the Fist proud, or we'll die trying.
You look after each other and come back in one piece. That's an order. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Godspeed here, because I honestly think we'll have the easier task ahead of us.
Yeah, watch out for the sons and daughters. We've seen firsthand their brand of justice, and it's not pretty.
I've been leading Flaming Fist in the City of Blood for ... amount of years. I think I can handle it.
Marshall, I don't think anyone stands a chance against Juice Twos.
We'll hold it down here. Don't worry. Focus on the task at hand. Okay. If there's nothing else, you're dismissed.
Yes, Mark. We're man up.
Fist Idalia. If August gets himself killed, I'm holding you responsible.
That's not something I want to be responsible for, and especially if you're the one that's doling out the justice.
Then don't let it happen.
It won't.
He turns back away and, goes back to his watch.
We're walking away. I'm just gonna be like, August, just please don't die. Cannot answer that, man.
Do my best.
Cool. All right. Who's next?
I just want to say bye to Hamilton.
Okay.
He's around.
He is, yeah. He's actually just getting off of duty. So when you're walking out, he's walking in. Hey, kid, how you holding up?
In London, we'll just jump on him and give him a hug.
Okay, kid, come on. You're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry. We're about to make the great leap forward.
I've heard.
I'm scared, Hamilton.
You've come a long way from the scared little kid I first met. Back then, I had my doubts if you'd even last a week. But now, hell, I'd put my life in your hands. I am.
I think we can hold our own against any foe that comes across our path, but what if once we're down there, we can't find our way back here? Can't find our way back home?
I don't know, kid. You're about to step into something worse than anything I've ever seen. Avernus won't play fair, and it sure as hell won't let anyone out unscathed. But you've got strength most people don't count on. And I'm not talking about your aim. I'm talking about what's in here. And he, pokes your chest really hard. Anyways, there's something I've been holding on to. And he starts to get kind of uncomfortable. He's a very masculine guy. And this is this whole conversation, he's been a little awkward. But there's something I've been holding on to. Something I probably shouldn't have kept so long in the first place. And he will take off his quiver. And there's his arrows in there. And then there's a little side pocket in the quiver. And he'll reach down inside of it. And he pulls out an arrow. The arrow looks like a regular arrow. Only it has this purple glow around it. He looks at it fondly. I found this in Idleglen.
Idleglen?
In your old house.
It's belonged to my family.
I'm pretty sure it belonged to your father.
I don't understand. What does it do? I've never seen such a piece of ammunition before.
He smiles. And he'll hold it in his hand and then grab your hand and give it to you. Say, I think that's something you'll have to find out for yourself. It wasn't my place to take it, I know. But I kept it anyways.
Glad you did. Thank you.
I'm just
Did you ever,
good.
did you ever think someone from Idleglen would make it so far away?
Kid, I thought you'd be dead in the woods when you were 12 years old.
Yes, you keep saying that.
I'm just glad it's back where it belongs. Your father, he'd be proud of you. I know I am. He sort of kicks rocks. Then he pushes you really hard. Don't let it get to your head.
I'm sorry. Hamilton, my father, the company we were just talking around the campfire last night. My parents were they good people?
I unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to know them personally, but from what little I've heard about them, they're mostly quiet. But I don't think they were bad.
I'd like to think that they are good.
Of course.
Well, thank you, Hamilton. I'll hold on to this, and I'm sure I'll think of you every day down there. Make sure you're safe up here, too. That's until the Creed Resolute's destroyed. You have a lot that hangs in the balance as well.
I'm not worried. And he'll put his arrows back on, his quiver back on.
Can I ask you to do one more favor for me, too?
Anything.
The acolyte, Feria. Would you mind keeping an eye on her when she's here?
He raises an eyebrow.
She's stronger than she looks, but I fear she may be as susceptible as any of them to be corrupted by our new friends who are going to be keeping watch over this place.
Can I ask you something, kid?
Yeah, anything.
Is this a professional favor because she's the High Overseer of Elturel, or is this a personal favor?
Bright red. Immediately, no poker face here at all. I never really felt like this or found someone that's kind of enveloped these sort of emotions.
He punches
but-
you so hard. London's in love. Oh,
Keep it
this
down.
is rich. Oh, this is great news.
Just a little extra encouragement to come back in one piece, eh?
I'd say. Well, I'll keep an eye on her for you, London.
Thank you.
But she finds somebody else in the time you're gone, and they shrugs.
Maybe it's all for naught. Who knows if we'll even make it back at all, but
You'll make it back, kid.
thank you.
Now go do what you need to do. I'll hold the line here.
Cheers. We're gonna head out any moment now, so.
Kid. Make it back in one piece.
I'll die trying.
It's not a request.
Suppose it's out of my hands then.
Come here. And he'll like offer a hug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you a noogie and then send you on your way.
Cool. I'll sheathe the purpley arrow. I'll take a look at that after.
For sure. For sure. Well, we can sort of give it to you now.
Alright.
Yeah, you take a look at it later, and this is what you get. Hold on, I have to remember what it's called. No, that wasn't what it was called. Did I write it down? I just threw it in my notes like I would remember. Oh, I did. Here you go.
The infinite arrow. Ah, here we go. Okay.
It's pretty dope. Pretty dope little tool for you there.
Sweet. Yeah. Amazing.
Yep.
No barrel.
I like that I can choose that it can be bludgeoning if I want.
Well, it shoots magical energy, right? So it's not it when it looses, it's not even an arrow anymore. It becomes like an eldritch blast bolt kind of thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Damn, so not a boxing glove arrow?
You know what?
Fucking anvil.
Honestly, you can flavor it however you want. This is just how I imagined it, but you can flavor it however you like.
Cool.
It was your dad's after all. So
This will be helpful in hell, that's for sure.
for sure. Okay. Did you guys want to do something with Feria Jinx? I mean, how about the group is together? Feria Jinx will like approach. Hello. You're heading off soon.
Well, that's right.
Afraid this means we're going to need the pre-dress loads before we go.
Of course. Let's, and she like wants to get out of eye shot before she gives you this holy relic. And I think I described it before. Like when she hands it out, she almost doesn't want to give it up. For just a second before who takes it?
Ophelia, right?
Ophelia for sure.
All right,
I can take it.
you take it, Ophelia.
Unless you want to be as far away from it as possible, then I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't help me any. So I might as well take it. I have other things.
After the Creed Resolute is from her hands, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done. Without you, I don't think we would have survived this long. You've faced things I can't even imagine, and still you keep going. It's inspiring, truly.
We hope you can channel that inspiration and spread it amongst the others here. We have food, but spirits will be low.
You've been going at this longer than we have, so...
And this group has survived unbroken thus far.
Let's keep that up, she says. I'll be waiting here, doing what I can to hold things together until you come back. So just don't take too long, okay?
That's all anybody can ask.
You've got people here who believe in you and who are counting on you. Good luck. Come back safe, please.
We'll be back.
London?
Yes.
Do you have a moment?
Yeah, but of course.
I just, I wanted to talk to you before you leave.
I'll catch up with you guys later.
Get
the fuck out.
Hey, you guys can walk away too. Fuck.
She's on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Oh.
Since I've met you, you've been someone I look up to. Not just because of how strong or fearless you are, but because of the way you care about people.
almost feel the exact same way about you. So strong, so resolute throughout all of this, the depths of hell.
I wouldn't say strong and resolute, but I just really admire you. I know that the road ahead is going to be dangerous. I couldn't forgive myself. By the way, ground. She's been looking at the ground this whole time. I couldn't forgive myself if I didn't say this now. You've become someone that I care about. More than I expected.
Yeah, London would say something to the effect of, yeah.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified of what might happen.
I know. So much at stake and seemingly not the faintest glimmer of hope. But Feria Jinx, just the mere thought of you while I'm down there will be my guiding light as we plunge into an otherwise dark and treacherous world.
You mean that?
All in my heart.
Smile, right? Curling up, like she's like, okay, cool. She says, and she'll reach into like her little side satchel that she has, and she will pull out a silver ribbon in the form of like a necklace. It's like a necklace that has a little wooden token on the end of it, and she hands it towards you. I made this for you.
Made it? Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't find a cord, so I used the ribbon. That's the ribbon that I tie my hair with. I'm not an artisan, but I tried my hand. Look, and on the wooden coin, there is this really crude carving of a dragon head.
Oh, fuck, that's so sick.
Like it looks terrible. Like a 3-year-old did it, but she
Yeah.
says, I tried my hand at carving Django. I thought you would. I thought you would like it.
Do you like that, buddy? Look, it's you.
He loves it.
This is literally my favorite thing that I've ever received in my whole entire life.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't mean that.
This is also one of like 4 gifts I've ever received in my entire life.
Well, I know it's not much, but maybe it'll remind you that you're not alone, even out in that horrible place. And maybe when you look at it, you'll think about me.
Put it back for Django to like tie.
Oh, sure.
I'll treasure it always, Feria. Thank you sincerely.
She like gets in close and adjusts it on your chest, and she says, "Just promise me you'll come back, all right?"
Yeah, London will also step in close and bridge the gap. And kiss her on the cheek.
Okay, cool.
And whisper, "I promise."
Whoa! Okay.
And then he turns around
and
he walks away.
Whoa, boy. That was great. And we get the scene as London runs away, walks away.
Tears in his motherfucking eyes.
We get a scene of just Feria standing there, flush red, wringing her hands together like nervousness, and she'll just say, "I'll be waiting, however long it takes." And we fade to black on that.
Who says the boy doesn't have riz?
London will.
I hope she's a vampire when we come back. Cool.
You sick fuck. You sick fuck.
Do you guys remember the kids?
Oh,
Never again.
Okay.
London will tuck the necklace away in his tunic so Tanis doesn't make fun of him.
Okay. I kind of figured that.
I would never.
I would.
Will would, but Tannis
Yeah.
As I imagine that while that scene is happening, the party is walking away, and Hadim Basrani, the blind man, will kind of use his walking stick and feel his way around, and he will say, "Volade."
Team.
The word is that you are leaving soon.
We're meeting with the marshal, and we'll be on our way. Yes.
I wish to speak with you about something, Volade. Something I've been thinking about.
Yeah. I'll catch up with you guys. Yeah. What's up, Adim? What's Gucci? Sorry, I had to.
True chains. No, okay. Let's pull it back
Sorry.
in. No, I
Sorry.
love it. No, I jumped in too. All right, we'll pull it back. He gets serious. I have been thinking since I last spoke to you. And I know well of your plight, Waladi. You do not yet understand what it means to be Jin Said. And you seek to know better the source of the power that flows through your veins. Is that true, Waladi?
Yes, yeah, I want to know more why this has happened to me.
I know that the silence that you face, it can feel like a cruelty. You must feel lost and abandoned.
Grown accustomed to that feeling.
He will reach forth and feel for a second and grab onto your arm. I need you to think, Waladi. Tell me, is it wise to lift the lid of a sealed urn before knowing what lies within? The curious hand sometimes finds scorpions where it hoped for gold. A gift is a gift, Waladi. Questioning too deeply may turn generosity into resentment. The wise know when to accept a blessing rather than pick at its seams.
So you're saying accept it for what it is and don't look any further than that.
Seek if you must, but be careful where it may lead. Some doors once opened will never close again.
There's more to this than just me wanting to learn why I have these powers. If I find the one who bestowed this gift to me, I can find my family. That is more important than knowing why this is happening, I suppose. So I will thank you for the advice, but I don't think I can follow it.
With patience, in due time, the sands will settle, and you will see your path clearly. Carry your burden as best as you can. but do not let your heart grow bitter. The winds that seem to push you astray may yet carry you to a place of greatness.
I see. Thank you. I thank you for your guidance. I don't know how to repay it, except for try my best to make sure that you can get out of this place. I meant to ask your son, he joined the Knights, the Order of the Companion, did he not? Nadir was? No, what was it? Not Nadir.
You know, honestly, he remembers, but I don't, so.
Yeah. Whatever, did you ever find what happened to him?
He shakes his head, and it's almost as if he's like the same thing. That the advice I just gave you is the advice I'm using actively.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, and honestly, if the sands will settle and the winds will carry my son back to me if he is still around.
Must have taken a lifetime of patience to learn how to do that. I feel like the less I know, the angrier I get.
The truth is like the shifting dunes. Sometimes you feel as though you have a solid ground, and then it is blown out from underneath of you. I will not hold you longer, Waladi.
When we return, and I would very much like to tell you what I've learned, if anything, but I'll follow your advice, and maybe it is just best left alone.
Layakan Mashrakan bin Nujimi. May your path be lined with stars.
Yeah, may your path be lined with stars. I feel like it's something I might take.
All right. Anybody else want to say goodbye to anybody else?
Not even to say goodbye to your horse, Ophelia. Pretty savage, but whatever.
She and Kurik is gone.
Yeah.
Be back. Oh no! If he comes from the companion, how am I gonna?
Wait a second.
We'll have to see what happens.
We're gonna have to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we take a break? Because I have to use the restroom, and we can sort of stew during the break about what we're going to do next, and then we can move forward. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys in a little bit.
London rejoins the group, can I make a perception check to see if there's anything different about him?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Come on, good numbers.
No.
Ah!
He looks cool as a cucumber.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so what's the game plan?
Meet with the marshal and then jump off a cliff.
Take the plunge, you won't die.
Yeah, I guess we should have at least like one step of the plan thought of, like, after the jump.
Can we tie ourselves together first before we jump? Or hold
Yeah,
on to a
definitely
rope
that.
just so somebody doesn't get carried away?
Yeah, I mean, Vin will, whenever we get, I mean, I don't know what edge we're actually hopping off or if that even matters, but when we get close to there, she'll pull out the 50 feet of rope or whatever. That should be enough.
I will say, where you jump off of Elturel does matter.
Oh, fuck,
Oh,
really?
Fuck.
I was going to say just off the back of the high hull here.
That's fine too. You can definitely do that.
What about maybe one of the bridges so we don't accidentally smack into a sidewall of Elturel on the way down?
Yeah, I mean, are we too high up to make anything out on the surface?
I mean, from the reach, you can't see anything, but if you went to an edge, you could see some stuff.
Yeah, I think my main thing is we look out for the sticks and jump on the farthest side from that.
Correct. I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
agree with that.
All right, let's do the marshal first, and then we can do that. So you guys meet with the marshal, older Ravengard. He's kind of like Roland. He's in the cathedral. And when you approach him, do your proper marshal, he salutes you and he turns back towards a window. It's been shattered out. And he's looking out the window, and you can kind of see lower Elturel from this vantage point, And he'll say, I've seen battles, many of them, in my time. Battles that turn men into legends, and battles that broke them. I've made choices that save lives, and choices that's cost them. I've seen heroes rise and fall. I've led soldiers into battles we couldn't hope to win and watched as they turned the tide with nothing but grit and determination. And he'll turn towards you guys. Life is not about making the right decision every time. It's about carrying the weight of the wrong ones and pressing forward anyways. What you're about to walk into is beyond anything I've faced. Avernus is not just a battlefield. It's a crucible. It's going to test everything you are and everything you believe in. But I believe in you because I know what you're capable of. Because you all are more than just a team, second company. You're a force to be reckoned with. You're Flaming Fist. And we stand together. Even if you're far from Baldur's Gate, even if no one's watching, you carry that legacy with you. And that's something no devil in Avernus can take away. You carry with you the best of all of us. And no matter what happens, remember this. You are not alone. We'll be here, fighting our own battles, holding the lines so that you can do what needs to be done. And when you step off of this city and into the depths of hell, I want you to show Avernus what it means to be a flaming fist. Prove that even in the heart of hell, we do not bend. We do not break. He'll take a sigh. I believe in you. Any last words for the Marshal?
Thank you, every football coach I've ever had ever at halftime. That actually was a pretty sick speech, though.
Thanks. I did take a lot of time to write it. Ravengard is a charismatic leader. That definitely would make a speech right now. 100%. He stayed up all night thinking about it. Anything else, Fist? Gauntlet? You're muted, Brennan?
We're ready to see this through. At this point, we're ready to do what it takes.
I know you are. And we'll see you on the other side. Go now. Thank you for your service. Salute.
Salutes.
Back.
All right. That was it. Ravengard just wanted to speech at you guys. Get the people going.
Ready.
It's provocative. All right.
Walk away, start doing the air punching.
Yes.
Yeah, someone give me a fucking brick wall I can run through right now.
All right.
I'll cast Featherfall. I don't need it.
Save the spell slot, man. Save it.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Get up to the cliff and take a look-see.
I think maybe let's take a seat in the high hall first and just, what the fuck are we gonna do once feet hit terra firma?
Fort Knucklebone has to be our first point of reference, yeah? That's our first clues to where the sword might be?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have no idea where that is.
Any
Right.
luck, we might see it or fall down.
Yeah, if we're lucky, because if not, I feel like the first thing to do is start walking towards the nearest landmark until we find some
Someone?
inhabitants.
Can we look at the map of Avernus?
Sure. Yeah, you can look at your player version, which is here.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about Avernus, but like, is there like population centers? What could pass for a city down here?
You will, whatever research that you have done in Candlekeep is the answer to that question, and you have no idea. You know that this is the front lines of the Blood War. So if anything, you will fall down into a literal war.
Lovely.
It'd be too hard to find someone then.
I mean, I would say that we shouldn't sleep out in the open once we're done journeying for the day, but I don't even know if finding cover would be safer. But I suppose we have to find something if we're ever going to find Fort Knucklebone.
Sure, I can give you a little bit of information about that. Because you don't exact. I'm not gonna give away everything right this second, but we are gonna. Avernus is a hex crawl,
Oh, cool.
so it's gonna be very similar to Tomb of Annihilation in traveling through Avernus. And that being said, I have to find my procedures. You will need 2 gallons of water, 1 ration every day. And at night, if you are out in the open, you will need to find cover for sleep. Or you're not. You're just not going to get it.
And the
Take some
idea of
cover.
finding ourselves the point of interest and maybe bunkering down is not a bad one.
Seems like the only viable thing to do.
If we find anyone at all, devil or otherwise, might be worth trying to capture and interrogate them as well, get some information, because as it stands now, we do have no idea even what direction Fort Knucklebone is.
Certainly getting some info out of the locals is on the menu.
I mean, I guess the ethics are less of a concern considering they're literal devils, but is it even possible to beat information out of a devil?
I can certainly try.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid that deal making is going to be inevitable. But I'd like to avoid it on the first day if we could.
Better not trade my soul for directions.
Yeah.
And they will make you trade your soul for directions.
We know these things have emotions. You know, those bearded devils, they tried to flee when, you know, we started to overwhelm them. We know they have self-preservation.
Yeah, we're in their house. They're just as mortal as we are down here.
Well, even more so. If I understand correctly, if they die here, it's straight to the sticks to them. They don't want to die.
If we die, we're also done, so.
True, but we're in a little bit more of an even playing field.
Yeah, I suppose we can treat it as any stranded, deserted mission, then try and find a settlement, shelter, jump on top of any that cross our path, and try and get to Fort Knucklebone and then the sword.
And if we come across any demons, suppose it's just kill on sight with them.
Well, like we said, we can get some information out of them first.
I don't know how good that. Remember Jezebel? I feel like they would take
Or
pride
Mazrikon.
away,
Yeah.
and just giving you false information just for fun.
I really hope we find Jagashaki down here somewhere.
He's a Yugoloth.
1v1.
Nagasaki locked away in a tower.
Yes.
Yes.
Shako Jagi, I mean.
Yeah.
No,
His cousin is out there. I already found the
Alright.
art and everything.
Oh, yes.
So I guess, yeah, on our way down, we look for points of interest and then decide on one when we land and start making our way toward that.
I think that's as workable plan as we have.
We are about to go into the middle of a war, so I don't know, maybe we can earn some information by being mercenaries rather than selling our souls.
It's not a bad idea.
About the amulet.
What amulet?
Paths.
Oh, the paths one. The Monster
So you
Cons.
don't get So once we find somewhere we want to go, we don't accidentally get lost.
That is a possibility.
Maybe if we get lost, we use that. Because, I don't know, there's some pretty big risks with that, right?
It is cursed, yeah.
It is cursed. Looking for what exactly it did.
I don't remember the curse.
It is cursed. I don't think you were told what the curse was. I think you were just told that it is cursed.
I feel like we found out something about the curse, but maybe not exactly what it was. But
Well, we can put it off until we need it.
Yeah.
Just remembering we have it.
yeah, I can put that on if we need to. Now, once we get down there, we're gonna have Kurik, and I can carry 2, maybe 3 with Ven, but don't have any other transportation options.
Walking it
Not
is.
2 feet.
Unless we can hijack a car.
We'll
The
get
blaze-
there.
Tannis doesn't know about those. Will is so excited.
Oh, they're in there. They're in there, buddy.
Can we go to like an edge?
What edge you want to
Here?
go to? Yeah, so
Maybe just one of the ones we're close to, since we're right here.
sure, yeah, you can walk down the way a little bit. So this, other than being on the Reach Bridge, which I think every time you've crossed it, you've almost sort of avoided looking down for the most part, because it's terrifying. Like there's no guardrail. Like you're going over, right? So as you guys walk down the street and approach the edge, let me read this. The edge of Elturel stretches before you like the end of the world itself. You can see as you look down the massive black iron chains anchoring the city to Avernus groan and creak with every shift. Their immense lengths are as thick as city streets and carved with infernal runes. As you sort of focus, you can actually see far down below, very, very far down below, the river Styx. It flows like a deep crimson wound cutting through the wasteland. It was almost directly below you. The wind is a lot fiercer on the edge, and it stings your skin, and it whips your clothes around. For the most part, you can just see the surface of Avernus that sprawls in a seemingly endless expanse of cracked, sandy wasteland and jagged black rock. The land is cruel and broken, dotted with the faint, flickering glow of distant fires. Yep. So basically from this high up, it's like looking out of the plane. You know what I mean? Like everything is just squares and dots.
I was gonna say maybe aim for the west side of the Styx.
Which way is north? North is just up on this map.
Technically, yes. I'd like to, we'll get it more into it later. There technically is no north. We will be using cardinal directions. They do not exist in Avernus.
Yeah, but
Correct.
left.
Yes. No. The west is fine. We'll use it for now until you know the real terms that they use in Avernus. All right. Do you guys want to try to go towards the west side of the city?
Yeah, are you talking like Green Cemetery, Ophelia?
Yeah, would be the best.
Is there an exit over the wall other than passing right by the keep of the Twin Sun?
No. I mean, to the south there's just no wall. This used to be where the river was, and there's a bunch of docks and stuff right there. Like to the yeah. Mm-hmm.
Try to jump off there, I suppose.
I mean, I think we can clear the river between force push and a couple of us can fly and just fucking pull the rope as far as we can while everybody's falling, like, out. So
I'll give you that. You have a feeling if you go for either the east or the west side, you will land without too much mess. You will land outside of the river.
May as well give ourselves the best possible chance.
Sure.
So yeah, we go
All
down
right.
and jump.
It's good to me.
All right, you boys walk to the very bottom, and nearby, like near that area, which is an area of the city you haven't been in yet. You do see demons in and out, but they're like not really. They're like little, what are they called, dretches and stuff that just sort of skitter in between alleyways and stuff. But you will see that near that area, there is a humongous, like skyscraper-sized infernal iron like piton, right? Like it's a huge spike that juts out of the side of the city, and there are these city street wide chains that stretch down endlessly towards the surface of Avernus, just right there. It clinks every so often. So it's really, really scary. Climbing those would be, you would lose your legs if it shifts even a little bit and you're caught in there. I mean, you're done for.
Yeah, I don't think climbing them is an option.
But you guys walk over to the edge, and the sky all around, all you could see is just the sky from around you, and it burns a deep, searing red, veined with streaks of black and gold like the smoldering embers of a dying fire. And standing here at the edge of this fractured city, you feel the immensity of the task ahead. Behind you, Elturel clings desperately to survival. Before you lies the infernal wasteland of Avernus. This is the edge of the known world, and beyond it lies hell itself. Whenever you're ready.
Are we sure there's not another way down from here?
Get the rope tied.
Sure.
Vin will mention, don't worry, August. I actually have a spell that can work with the rope if we're really in dire straits when we are landing at the bottom.
Is it a trick?
And she'll explain rope trick. Yeah.
What's that do?
You'll have to find out.
You'll find out if we get unlucky, so hopefully we won't find out right away.
Okay. All is still save for the relentless howl of the wind.
Think you're going to want to stay in my backpack for this one, Django?
Django is already in your backpack.
Just like barely peeking out.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into your amulet, Tanis?
No, I can save it for later if we need it. I can handle this.
Also,
I
that's
lie
not
to
fair.
myself.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? Just to make clear the plan, just real quick, so that I know, you're going to jump off with each other tied to a rope, so you're all together.
Mhm.
And then the plan is when you get close enough for Featherfall to work, you're going to use Featherfall.
Slight amendment, maybe.
Okay.
We just Featherfall immediately and use that time to scan the horizon for points of interest and look where we want to go once we land. And I mean, you might have to use like more than one spell slot to cover the distance.
She could use 2 spell slots.
But here's the thing. How far do you fall in a round?
60 feet.
No. If you aren't...
500.
Yeah, okay. So there will be multiple rounds. Okay. I'm okay with that. I was just saying, like, you only get one reaction, but it's only 500 feet. You're like 5,000 feet. So. Okay. Is that what you want to do? You want to try to... I imagine even if you start to fall, you might have to go 2 rounds, 3 rounds before you get where you can cast Featherfall and actually see what's around you.
Yeah, guess what? You say it's 5,000 feet. Featherfall covers 600.
Right.
And at this height, it's like looking out of an airplane. You can not make anything
out,
besides
right?
the
So you'd have to
biggest
fall
things.
for a little bit and then get it. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you guys just burn the spell slots, I'll narrate what happens. So that's what we're gonna do, though. Vin, are you okay with that? 2 spell slots?
Yeah, Vin's fine with that.
I
Okay.
have the token of Featherfall too, if you wanted to burn those uses.
Okay.
That's a one-time use, though.
I'll hold on to that, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm kind of holding on to that in case I ever get like knocked out while I'm flying around.
Okay. All right. So the plan is just to jump off first, right? All right.
Yes.
So how do you just step off? Do you jump really hard?
Running jump.
Run and
Yeah, I
jump?
think we want
Gotta
to clear
be.
some distance
Yeah.
from the wall.
This scene is epic, right?
There goes my hero.
So you guys are from the edge, all tied together in a line, you know, and you all start running, and we get the slow motion shot of like you guys running towards camera, and the fucking companion is burning in the background, and we just see all of you run to the edge and jump, right? And you're like floating through the air for a second, and then you all start to turn downwards. And then the time picks back up and it's whoosh, right?
Nice.
The
Sick.
moment your feet leave the crumbling edge of Elturel, the howling wind becomes a deafening roar, tugging at your armor and clothing with relentless force. The searing heat of Avernus grows stronger with every passing second, and the crimson sky seems to engulf you as you plummet downward. Below, the sprawling wasteland of hell rushes closer, its details sharpening as your descent quickens. Yes, so you're just free falling, right? Like in a fucking Mission Impossible movie.
Halo jump or something.
Yes, a Halo jump, exactly. You guys are just free falling. The wind rushing by you. You know what's funny? Lulu keeping up. Lulu is fast as a motherfucker.
Her wings.
Yeah, she's in a dive. So when you cast the first Featherfall, you can see that, like, you get close enough to where you can kind of see more of the features around you. That's when you cast the first Featherfall. So I will describe to you what you see. The river Styx stretches directly below you. Obviously, you guys are on the west side of it, but it's basically like right below you. It's hard for you to judge from here, but you will be on the west side. It is so dark red that it borders on black. And below you, you spot massive, ruined, like in the river, ruined building. Like several of them submerged in the water, made of stone. Jutting up like gravestones. Marking the burial of what possibly was more than one entire city. Trailing behind these ruins are massive, enormous, sundered chains that extend out far out of sight. Flanking either side of the river, the black chains holding Elturel plunge downward, pulling taut towards a monstrous structure, anchored to a colossal bridge below. It's a fortress that spans the width of the Styx and surrounds it. Towering spires rise from its frame, each adorned with docks and massive infernal cranes and glowing furnaces. The mechanism anchoring the chains is central to the fortress, pulling the city of Elturel closer towards the river. If the chains flank both sides, there's a massive, I'm going to get into I wrote it really nice and detailed, but there's a fortress directly underneath of you, like a huge facility. And all the chains that connect to Elturel are going into this facility. And because the chains flank either side, it appears as though they are trying to submerge, like pull the city until it is submerged in the Styx. Okay. It's a little hard to see from here, but around the fortress, you will see legions of devils on patrol. Their formations moving with militaristic precision. And the air right below you guys is abuzz with activity, as there are dozens of imps that flit around the chains. And they hold tablets in their hands. And they're like studying the chains. There's dozens of them. Imps and like spine devils that hold these tablets and are looking at the chains. The wasteland of Avernus stretches endlessly around you. Scorched sand and jagged black rock and ancient ruins seem to scatter the barren plains. As you can see in the distance, a sandstorm whips up. To the north, so we're using cardinal directions for now. So to the north of you, there is to the east of you. So on the opposite side of the river than where you're falling, there is a mountain. And it resembles a deformed hand clawing at the ground. Its jagged peaks jutting outward like twisted fingers. To the north of that mountain is a volcano that dwarfs everything in the landscape. It is a colossal, hellish monolith crowned by a swirling black storm clouds. Bolts of crimson lightning streak through the haze, illuminating the churning ash and smoke rising from its peak. And every so often, the volcano erupts, sending fountains of molten rock cascading down its slopes and bursts of flame shooting high into the sky. High. This thing is so big you can't even fucking believe it. Like it looks big from where you are. This is like a fucking, what's that, the biggest mountain in the world? It's that. But it's just by itself, right? Everest. It's just Everest alone. In a volcano. As you fall, the sheer scale of Avernus is undeniable. The surface goes as far as the eye can see. There is no curvature of the earth. So it's just flat plains all around you. What do you want to do? It's basically like if you continue falling the way that you're falling, I don't even know if you can make it out in the amount of turns. Like basically you are falling directly into this fortress.
Probably don't want that.
Yeah,
Scoots
because of
start
where
scooting away.
I will say because of where you chose, you will fall on the outs, like near the end, the edges of it. It's not walled. It's not like a walled compound all the way, but you will land near the edge, but you will be landing in it.
How far can August make it if he drags us to the side? Probably not too far considering the scale of things.
Right.
Getting away from it, even a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if it's the wrong direction, I don't want to land by that fortress or a legion of devils.
No.
We can't take on a legion. Yeah.
Oh, multiple legions. This place is infested with these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already on the wrong side of the river. Let's just commit.
Okay.
So, I mean, will it even affect anything, or is the scale just way too large?
It's way
for-
too big. Yeah. Here, let me give. So you do have choices here, right? How are you not going to get totally busted?
I mean, could we... Lulu grabs the rope and starts to pull away, or August casts fly, starts to pull
Sure.
away.
Okay.
Probably Lulu, so it's not using a spell slot.
It's just like a once per day racial thing for me, so it's
No,
1
with-
minute.
Lulu's a good idea actually, because with Lulu she always flies, so we might be able to make decent distance.
Okay.
She's also the size of a corgi.
This is true.
But a power corgi.
All right. Well, we have your like 6 seconds is kind of up, so now it's no longer communicating with each other. It's like figuring it out through actions. So because it's too loud, you can't hear anybody.
Oh wait. We can't hear each other.
Mm-mm.
All right. I mean, Vin could cast levitate on the rope. Would that work? It's a loose. It says a loose object, so I guess not.
Well,
I mean, it's a little ambiguous.
It's, I mean, as opposed to being worn and equipped, we're literally wearing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I-
saying.
I-
Like when
I
they
see.
say loose, I think that's what they mean.
I
So
see.
we can't do this.
yeah.
So that's out of the question.
Can I point my finger at London and use our earrings to communicate as he hears? It says a whisper, but I'm sure. Yeah, I think he can hear it anyway.
Sure. Let's just say you can.
I'll just be like, "We're going right for those fucking devils."
And London will say, "Who is this?"
I'll look at you and just
Yeah.
give you the finger right quick.
Your faces are all
Yeah.
because of the wind.
I think, I'll start gesturing over to Lulu or August, whoever's attention I can get, and start gesturing that we
Okay.
gotta fly
You try.
somewhere that's not here.
So I guess I'll just activate the thing.
Okay.
Start trying to pull as hard as I can.
Okay. Lulu will help you. So why don't you make an athletics check?
Come on, baby.
All right, this is where I put all my points in the beginning.
Let's go.
17.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. So I'll tell you this. From the way that you have pulled yourself, right? You are probably still going to end up in the fortress, but on the outside of it. Like maybe 10-minute walk, you'll be out of the fortress. But here's the other thing, right? There are imps and shit in the sky. And you guys are just falling. Is there anything we can do to not not be...
Unless somebody's got a 6th level invisibility that they've been hiding.
No, I have only a 2nd level invisibility.
All right, pass without trace. I mean,
3rd level, sorry.
Can
yeah, all right. How about this? How about London just make a stealth check, and you can have the +10 bonus. Just London. I'm trying to adjudicate this very out of the box situation.
No.
Wow.
Inspiration.
Okay.
Inspiration on demand.
Wow, okay,
32.
All right, so you cast Pass Without Trace, and in this instance, you're just like a ball of haze, a shadowy haze. So it's not that obvious, because the sky does have like by the way, Avernus does have clouds. Yeah, like weird black and stormy ones sometimes. I mean, it's all kind of, it's they have weather, which is surprising. But you feel like maybe that's okay. How long does it last? An hour.
Up to an hour.
Shit. All right. Well, you'll be down by the end of that. All right. So you are falling and falling and falling and falling. And you cast Pass Without a Trace. So, like I said, it seems that with August's help and Lulu's help, you have managed to find a section of this fortress that you can land safely where there's no legions of devils. There's no combat encounters. There's nothing to haunt you or come back to bite you. You've basically made it. This place is just fucking huge. It's bigger than Elturel, right? Because Elturel would fit in between it, right? So I'm trying to like adjudicate the fucking scale of this place. So you can just end up just on the outside, and you can land safely. You do cast your other Featherfall, Vin?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It would be campaign overall.
Yeah. I kind of want to hold on to that. You never know.
Actually, I want
Argos,
to go to the
big
next
move.
campaign, guys. I'm getting bored of this one.
You
Let's just,
fall into what appears to be the edge of a massive complex of blackened metal all around you. The floor, the sides, everything around you is metal. You can see you might probably saw it on your way down, but at the center, there's a bridge, and there's like an actual fortress on the bridge. And it looked like this. I'll just show you a handout so it makes my descriptions easier. Here it is. This will kind of show you the theme of.
Fucking sick. Big Mordor vibes here, right?
Guys, I made that art. Isn't that dope?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's AI, but I did a lot of editing. Cool. Like 3/4 of this image was not here when I generated it.
Nope, go back, turn around.
So that is where you find yourselves. And you can hear the grinding of infernal machinery that echoes across the compound, accompanied by the glow of molten furnaces and the distant hiss of steam. Metal docks and walkways branch out from the fortress, their surfaces crowded with cranes and other incomprehensible devices, like machines. Devil guards patrol the facility, while spine devils circle above. Beyond the docks, the river Styx churns with dark crimson water. Submerged ruins break the surface, jutting out like skeletal remains of a civilization long lost, while massive sundered chains trail off into the distance.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does it look like they maybe sank a city into the river and burned it up already, and now they're pulling this one down to sink this one too?
It's possible.
When we were on Elturel, did we realize it was like getting lower?
You kind of could have guessed it. Yeah, the city shook every so often.
Okay, as it descended.
Yeah. Yeah, you would. Yeah. Yeah, you would think.
Oh, like the name of the campaign.
Right, like the name of the campaign.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. It wasn't a very well thought out name, but I'll tell you what, it is applicable in many aspects.
several layers.
Many layers. All right. So you're at the edge. I don't have a map for this place, so I guess I won't show you yet, but I can show you where you are on this map.
Oh, shit.
There are a few subtle differences between this map and the map that you actually have.
This is the volcano, I presume.
It
right?
is, yes.
And then what was the other mountain?
This one. It looks like a hand.
Oh, I see it. All right.
Correct. All right. So you guys,
Shit.
yeah, that is where you guys are. So you're in the city. You know, in the distance, you can hear the march of, units moving through, but you're safe right now. Like with the rolls and everything you guys did, you are currently very safe. So all you have to do is just safely make your way 10-minute walk and you're good to go.
Dude, I'm so stupid. I didn't realize when August was like, oh, we're already on the wrong side of the river. I was like, how would he know we're on the wrong side? Fucking knuckle bone, the hand.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys will have to figure out how you're going to cross the river. There's lots of bridges here. There is a bridge right down the road from where you are that spans the cross. There's multiple bridges that span across.
They like their bridges here, it looks
They do,
like.
yeah.
In the fortress, though, right? Or along the whole
You
length
know,
of the
that's
river?
that's a good question. The fortress is the main bridge that sits on one side of where they submerged the cities. I imagine that because you guys are on the other side, because it like encircles it, right? So because I imagine you're on the other side, there's like a couple of docks and bridges that does span the entire length.
Well, first thing to do is to skedaddle out of here. I mean, I don't want to be close to this thing any more than we have to.
Sheathed in shadow for the next hour. Perhaps we make haste.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just move until we can get to somewhere safe
Okay.
and collect ourselves.
I need everyone to make a stealth check. And because of your successful rolls earlier, I'll let everybody have advantage.
A whopping 10 for me. Wow.
Well, we have Pass Without a Trace, so it's actually,
20.
yeah, 20, 16, 18.
31.
18.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty good. Everybody does pretty good. As you make your way through, you actually come to, are behind cover. And you hear it first, a grinding metallic roar. And as you look over towards the river, you can see there's a dock, like a pier, raised above the river. And you see a massive crane-like structure looms over the edge of the river Styx. Its spiked net rises slowly from the churning crimson-black water, dragging with it a writhing mass of grotesque, malformed creatures. Their fleshy, featureless bodies are swollen and distorted, their faces twisted into permanent expressions of agony. They claw weakly at the netting, their movements sluggish and futile as they're hauled towards the dock. Let me show you a handout of these guys because there's more of them.
This was pulled out of the river?
Yeah, a bunch of them, like fish. Let's find where these guys are. I have two handouts for them, I think. Yeah. So here's one. Oh, come on, send. And here's the other one.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Not to be confused with the...
Monkey?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Lemure.
Lemure. As they're pulled up into this net, you will see chained to the base of the crane machine are more of these pitiful beings. And they have heavy chains that bind them to the mechanisms of the crane, forcing them to push and pull a massive wheel with every ounce of strength that they can muster. And the wheel creaks and groans as it turns, and the creatures are like stumbling over each other, trying to push this great wheel. And nearby, there are bearded devils along the edge of the dock. and they take spiked gaff hooks and like go into the net and grab onto some of these creatures with the hook and throw them up onto the dock into a massive pile. It's like they're treating these creatures like they're fish. They're hooking them and throwing them up onto the deck. And overseeing the operation, there is a tall, skeletal figure wrapped in writhing chains. Its gaunt-faced, contorted into a sneer of sadistic satisfactions. The chains on its body move, like slither and slink on their own, as if constantly shifting. It has a spiked whip that it like lashes onto these little fucking guys, the lemures that are pushing the wheel, and he's shouting shit at them in Infernal. But he looks like this. PC. I have 3 arts for this guy.
Oh my god. No.
And he's like, go ahead.
He looks like something the 300 guys would fight in the movie 300.
It does look like that, doesn't it? So you guys are not like they don't notice you at all. So you can keep going. And without too much more trouble, you do have to hide out as a red-skinned devil who's kind of like handsome. And he's got like a nice shirt on. And he's got these massive wings that curl out from his back. And he's flanked by like 6, what are the ones with the baby masks? Marigons. He's like flanked by like 6 Marigons as he like makes his way through, as if he's got like a clipboard in his hand. And you guys, they don't notice you. And after some walking, you make your way out of the fortress and you quickly dart towards like a rocky surface. So where you guys are right now is a cliff that goes next to the river, right? So there's actually, it's like a cliff walking path kind of deal, and then another cliff beside that. And then, a couple hundred yards, the river has, actually it's probably like a couple miles. Huh? On the other side of the river, you can see the other side that also has like a rocky cliff face. But you feel like you've made your way far enough away before you start to take in what's around you. The ground beneath your boots crunches as you walk. What looks like sand at first glance is actually countless tiny, microscopic, razor-sharp shards of stone. And far below you, the river Styx flows like a thick, sluggish vein. The surface ripples with the flow of blood. But if you stare too long, too intently, you might catch glimpses of faint, ghostly creatures. Their translucent forms writhing and clawing as if fighting against the current. And they drift mere moments before vanishing beneath the depths. The air here is heavy with the scent of iron and heat. A suffocating presence that clings to your skin and fills your lungs. And as a gust of hot wind from below whips up the sand, it burns your skin so fucking bad because it's like fiberglass, right? Like it is literally like shards of glass cutting you all up. Just microscopic like irritation. It stings terribly. But you're away from the fortress enough to feel like safe.
Do we need to like bundle up? What were the like nomadic people in Icewind Dale?
The Regheads.
Do we gotta like bundle up like the Regheads?
Do you have something to bundle up?
Oh. What's in an explorer's pack?
I mean, I can cut off like the tail of my coat or something like
Sure.
that, or rip the sleeves off.
Sure.
I can't do anything with that, but
It's still really annoying. You do
I
not
guess-
have the proper gear to traverse this place.
Yeah, Vin will don her like retractable helmet, but even that, there's probably like shit getting through the cracks.
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Hell on her boots.
You've made it far enough away from the fortress. You can sort of find a jagged crack in the stone, black stone. Everything is black, except like all the stone is black, except for the sand is like sand colored. It looks like sand, and it you can find like a crack in that where you can kind of duck in away from the wind that's literally whipping and blowing the sand into your eyes and your face and all over your
my
skin.
God. Sucks.
Oh, this place is gonna be hell.
I was imagining more like Florida, you know, hell.
Yeah, it's hell.
Like just hot, but like uncomfortable. Not like acted like fiberglass. Like, ugh.
It's like sand, but sharper.
Yes. All right, so what's the plan, guys?
Well, where do we go, August? Up
Yes, we
south
can-
and then across?
Did we walk north or south to get away from the
South.
fortress? Okay, so then I guess move for like these foothills, try and find shelter there.
So let's talk about the hex real quick. So each hex will take a day to cross. So to go into the next hex, it's a day, just like in Tomb. So it's going to take you a day to get to that hex down there, a full 8 hours of travel. Is that the plan?
What sort of other crossings are there?
You have not seen, you don't see any where you're at.
Well, going south is the idea.
I can go into my vessel for up to 6 hours, so you guys just mind carrying me for a little while, and I can go chill in there.
Absolutely, Tanis.
Yes.
I will take very good care of you.
Yeah, throw me in the river Styx.
Throw him in the river Styx.
Honestly, maybe save it so you can catch some sleep. I imagine it might
That was
be
a joke.
difficult getting to rest tonight.
So, because you guys have no idea the way that this place works, right? You're gonna need to make a. So we're in a hex crawl now. Boom. We just entered it. We're in now, and most of you are intimately familiar. But for Eric and Chris, we're gonna need a navigation check in order to not get lost. I will also be rolling for random encounters, and one of the part of the random encounter is what's called environmental hazards, which is like really bad weather, like a sandstorm. Can you imagine glass sandstorm? Or like acid rain, or any of the
Jesus.
horrible things that comets falling from the sky. So
Fire tornado?
fire tornadoes on here.
Fire
Uh,
tsunami.
Choking miasma, like noxious fumes that just float through the air. So, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, we're in hell now. So you're gonna need 2 gallons of water and 1 ration. I didn't adjudicate how much you have. I will though. We're almost done with the session for tonight, so I will figure out. We had 2 barrels, right? And you did never give any of that up.
Well,
Okay.
it was like barrels of water and then like dried meats and stuff like that.
Yeah, the 30
Or
days
down
of rations I have as a thing, right? We have a number for that. But how much water is in a barrel, I have to figure
I
out.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
So you're gonna need 2 gallons of that. I imagine you do have enough for today.
40
So
gallons
Well,
in a barrel.
well, with the
40?
jug, right? It's
there you go. So you have 80. Oh, you have the jug now.
yeah, 12 gallons. Wait, water. Oh,
The salt water. There's a saltwater option. I never knew that.
Don't do that one.
Well, we might need
Okay.
to do that and then purify it with the spell because the other one doesn't make enough water for all of us.
8 gallons. Yeah. Well, we have to purify it anyway. So. Yeah.
Can't just make water down here.
Yeah, I mean, within if you're just walking down the river, within an hour, your lips are cracked. You know, like think of that scene in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly when he's dying in the desert. It's like that within an hour.
But I have resistance to fire.
Yep, so you're not doing so bad.
Did Dragonborn have lips?
I mean, they have like reptile lips.
Do reptiles have lips?
Yeah,
These are the
the
important
dragon
questions.
have
that
Yeah,
we
we
need
ask.
to know this stuff.
Yeah, stop the session. Let's figure this out.
All right, so here's what I want right now. Well, I can handle a whole bunch of other shit later. What I want right now before we end the session is a navigation check to see if you can actually make it. So who wants to make it? I imagine it's London, right?
As the scout, I'm happy to.
We
extend
could
my
do
duties.
guidance for these and tomb. Are you going to let that fly this time?
Yeah. Yeah, because you
Guidance
could
is-
cast it throughout the day. So,
Guidance is D4.
Yes.
all right, so it's a survival check plus a D4.
Survival. 17.
Good
Thank
thing you
you
had
for
that.
guidance.
So you can make it to your hex. However, I have to roll for random encounters.
Didn't we have 2 people doing these checks? And yeah, we had Azaka.
Yeah, we had
and
Yoros and
Yoros
Azaka.
so
and then-
we don't have advantage this time.
Eventually, we got like an amulet of Ubtao that's just like
Yeah.
you can navigate the jungle, no problem.
I think we only got lost once.
Oh, okay. It happens in the morning. So I guess. Hold on. Okay. So it's been an hour or two that you've been walking, and the cliff has either rose and then declined and then rose again, but you're still sort of walking on a cliff edge. But you can sort of see ahead of you because it's almost entirely flat land. You can see that it eventually comes down to the surface, but you're still a far ways off of that. However, as you're walking, you will notice across the river, clinging to the opposite cliff face, there are several of these enormous sacks of like wet, papery material. The surface glistens faintly, as if coated in a thin layer of mucus, and it shifts subtly, as if it's breathing. The strangest thing is, you will see pushed up against the surface of this papery material, there are angelic-looking figures with feathery wings. They're like humanoid with feathery wings, and their faces and hands are pushed against the surface as if they're trapped in layers of sticky, translucent gunk. And on the underside of each, there's like 4 of these sacks all next to each other. And they're, when I say enormous, they're fucking huge. But they're huge. And on the underside of each sack is a hole that's wide enough you could fit a wagon through it. And the edges of the hole are ragged. I need everybody to make a perception check.
This is on the far side of the cliff?
Yeah, it's on the opposite side of the river. Oh, wow. Okay.
22.
So, yeah. Ophelia, London, August, You guys can hear that. You can hear a faint, steady, droning hum that seems to emanate from these sacks.
And you said the sacks are huge, and
Yeah.
we see angelic. Is it like multiple human-sized angelic figures?
Yeah, let me
or
see if
one
I actually
massive-
have an art for this. I just have to find it. I didn't have it ready, obviously. That's why they call them random. Where's this fucking thing? Art, maybe? H. Yes, I do have it. All right, forget what the name of it is. Okay, don't look at the name.
Shit.
That is horrifying.
It's literally your background, Eric.
Wait a second.
It is.
Wait a second.
Still horrifying.
Yes. And who rolled really good? Like London. You hear the vibration coming from there across the river. You also hear it above you. And bzzz, crawling over the edge of the cliff where you guys are at. No one is surprised when you see a massive insect-like creature as large as a horse. Its black obsidian-like carapace is covered in bristling hair, and there's a fiery glow that flickers in its underbelly like a fire burning within. It has thin metal wings that buzz sharply, and its legs end in long sword-like talons. As you see, where is this thing?
You're just picturing Beedrill from Pokemon, basically.
Basically.
That's worse.
And one of them will crawl over the edge, and then another one will crawl over the edge, and then another one will sort of fly up above you. As we will end the session there.
Oh no.
Yeah. You did make it to that hex though, so let me move you down. So
Yeah.
and I'll unlock the name of that place.
They look more fey than fiendish.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the art, but this is the best one I could find. All right, well, that is the end of our session. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. And we will see you all on the next dive into the Descent. Stay sharp. Farewell, adventurers.
Farewell,
Farewell,
adventurers.
adventurers.